guys, on today's video doing another
One left when the lights go out. I'm down to one last breath, but I can't stop now. We all fall down sometimes, yeah, but that's just life. So cross my heart and hope to die. Baby, I was born to fight. Baby, I was born to fight.
The 2024-25 Forza Cup season delivered a campaign of grit, flair, and star power. Footy Bro returned as reigning champions, determined to defend their crown, and made headlines before a ball was kicked with the shock signing of global icon Cristiano Ronaldo. But they weren't the only ones building for glory. Maitina, who agonizingly missed out on the title last season on goal difference, responded with a transfer window that sent shockwaves across the league. The arrivals of shot-stopper Ortega, the electric Sadio Mane, midfield maestro Bernardo Silva, and the unpredictable brilliance of Jack Grealish signaled their intent to go one better. With a new wave of talent came fresh ambition. Promoted clubs JX Clan, RB Racing, and Winshill joined the 12-team league, each bringing their own style and spirit from the first whistle to the final showdown in game week 18. This season was a battle of tactics, egos, and elite moments. But to truly understand how it all unfolded, we go back to the very beginning. That Sunday morning in October, when the first ball was kicked and the season began.
The new Forza Cup season kicked off with high expectations, and it took just minutes for the drama to begin. Maitina, stung by last season's narrow title loss, came out with purpose. Their first real chance arrived when Cross clipped a perfectly timed ball over the top, only for Green to misfire in front of an open goal. Early nerves? Perhaps. But redemption came swiftly. A poor JX Clan giveaway saw Green pounce again, this time rounding the keeper with ruthless composure. 1-0 Maitina. JX Clan's Forza Cup debut was already looking shaky, and it only got worse. Another errant pass from the visitors led to disaster. Jaden lunged in recklessly to halt a Maitina counter, and the referee wasted no time in showing red. Yet, even a man down, JX Clan weren't done. Taylor burst forward on a rare counterattack, danced past his marker, and looked set to equalize, only to be brought down at the edge of the box. Penalty claims rang out, but after a long VAR review, the referee's original decision stood. The tackle was clean. Maitina responded like a title contender. Bernardo Silva threaded a silky pass to Maine, who sprinted through the JX backline and coolly slotted home. 2-0. The lead was deserved, the performance dominant. Shortly after the break, fortune and pressure did the rest. Silva once again initiated the move, lofting a searching ball forward. The JX Clan defender looked to clear it calmly out for a corner, but sliced it horribly into his own net. 3-0 Maitina, and seemingly game over. But football rarely follows the script. In the final 10 minutes, JX Clan mounted an improbable surge. 2 quick goals stunned the home side and reignited the contest. A nervy finale followed, but Maitina held firm. A 3-2 win on opening day. Not the cleanest of finishes, but a statement nonetheless. Maitina were back, and this time, they looked hungry for more than second place. The reigning champions wasted no time reminding the league why they lifted the trophy last season. In an end-to-end clash, Footy Bro FC edged Mystic United in a thrilling goal fest. Mystic did their best to spoil the title holders' opening day, finding the net 3 times, but it wasn't.
Without controversy, their second goal, a scrambled finish, was allowed to stand after a lengthy VAR check, despite heated protests for the ball not going over the line. However, it doesn't matter, as Footy Bro won in the end.
A far tighter contest saw Footy Bro City grind out a narrow 1-0 win over newcomers Winshill. Another debutant was undone by nerves in goal. Costly handling error late on in the first half gifted them a penalty, however missed by Racing. To make things worse later in the game, Potassium coolly converted a penalty enough to seal the win. The opening weekend of the Forza Cup ended with fireworks in the Iron Cuz Derby, a clash of pride, passion, and personal battles. It was Mad because Bad who struck first, punishing a loose pass at the back. AKS was alert, composed, and ruthless as he slotted past the keeper to silence the home crowd. But Iron Golem responded like a side with fire in their veins. Within minutes, Mohammed began what would become a match-winning performance. 2 well-taken goals flipped the game on its head and ignited the atmosphere. The first, a sharp finish after neat interplay. The second, opportunistic and clinical. Then, late in the first half, he completed his hat-trick in style, giving the home side a 2-goal lead into halftime. But the derby drama was far from over. Just minutes into the restart, AKS struck again, bringing Mad because Bad within one. 3-2, and momentum seemed to shift. Yet Iron Golem would not be rattled. Chris found space inside the box and finished with calm authority, restoring the 2-goal cushion. 4-2 still, Mad because Bad weren't finished. With just minutes remaining, Sean Morgan bundled one home at the far post to set up a tense finale. But it proved to be too little, too late. Iron Golem held on for a dramatic 4-3 win and bragging rights in the first derby of the season. Just 2 weeks removed from their derby collapse, Mad because Bad returned home hoping to steady the ship. And for 45 minutes, they looked transformed, clinical, composed, and confident. Goals flew in, and at halftime, they led Footy Bro City 3-1. The recovery looked real, but football is cruel, and the Forza Cup even more so. What followed was a collapse that mirrored their derby demise. Defensive errors crept in, momentum was lost, and City smelled blood. It was 4-4 with 5 minutes left of the game, a comeback as impressive as it was shocking. City punished every lapse, and Mad because Bad, once again, were left with regrets. 2 matches, 7 goals conceded, 1 point. From contenders to questions, the early signs for Mad because Bad were worrying. Panic? Not yet, but pressure? Absolutely. If week 1 was a statement, week 2 confirmed it. Mytina meant business. Traveling to a tricky RB Racing side, they delivered another high-octane performance, though not without tension. In a 7-goal thriller, they showed resilience, ruthlessness, and just enough edge to take all 3 points. Silva continued to dictate the rhythm. Maine remained a constant threat, and once again, the league's early frontrunners found a way through. Footy Bro vs Iron Golem was billed as the clash of champions versus challengers, but under the Sunday sky, neither Footy Bro nor Iron Golem could find a breakthrough.
Mytina, the early front-runners, 2 wins from 2, including a gritty away victory. Their big summer signings are clicking, and Green is already proving decisive. Mytina sit top at the end of October and look like the team to beat. Mad because Bad have scored 7 goals, but poor defending and squandered leads have left them winless. JX Clan are still adjusting to life at this level, while Winshill look solid at the back but have yet to score. RB Racing sit bottom with 2 losses and mounting pressure.
Struggling Mad because Bad welcomed the defending champions Footy Bro FC on a cold, unpredictable Sunday, but no one could have forecast what was to come. The visitors struck early. Aiden spotted the keeper off his line and delivered a jaw-dropping finish from his own half. 1-0, a goal of the season contender and a statement of intent. But Mad because Bad hit back. AKS picked up possession, slotted it to Sean, and he rifled the ball past the Footy Bro keeper to level it. 1-1, game on. Minutes later, Aiden, brimming with confidence, tried another long-range effort, but this time the Mad because Bad keeper came flying out. Too far. Red card. Down to 10. If that wasn't chaotic enough, Footy Bro's own keeper mirrored the madness just 5 minutes later, handling outside the box. Another red. Both sides down to 10. Still, Footy Bro weren't done. A lightning-fast counterattack saw Aiden slip and Hoda, who finished with flair. 2-1. Pure quality. But then, madness. Hoda celebrated by taking off his shirt. Yellow card. Seconds later, he handled the ball deliberately. Second yellow. Red. Footy Bro down to 9. What was he doing? The question on every touchline and timeline. Mad because Bad didn't waste the advantage. 2-2 just moments later. And with all that, we reached halftime. But just as the second half was about to begin, the skies opened. The pitch waterlogged. The surface unplayable. After a lengthy delay and multiple checks, the referee made the call. The game was postponed. It was one of the most chaotic halves of football in Forza Cup history. 3 red cards, goals, and a storm both literal and emotional. The second half will have to wait, but the story of this match is already legendary. After the chaos earlier in the day, all eyes turned to Iron Golem's ground, where the pitch just passed inspection. Mytina, the league leaders, were in town. Iron Golem, buoyed by Muhammad's early form, were out to test their title credentials. Mytina struck early, Silva and Grealish combining before Maine slotted home. Muhammad once again proving deadly, pulling his side level with a thunderous strike. And then it unfolded like a goal-for-goal. Momentum swung like a pendulum in a storm. Just when it seemed the points would be shared, Mytina launched one final attack. Silva found Grealish. Grealish found Green. And Green, cool as ever, slotted it home in the dying seconds. 5-4. Mytina win it at the death. An instant classic and a statement from the team. With the win, Mytina finished November top of the table. Unbeaten, unrelenting, and unshaken in their biggest moments. Despite only one game played in November, the table is beginning to take shape, and the early patterns are impossible to ignore. 3 wins from 3. A perfect start. For Mytina's Footy Bro FC's postponed game holds them back slightly in the table. Wins Hill have quietly gone about their business with a strong backline. JX Clan are edging closer with each game, but need that breakthrough. Mad because Bad have just 1 point from 2 and will be frustrated after letting leads slip. RB Racing are still searching for form after 3 defeats. Pressure is mounting. Footy Bro returned to action after their postponed game in Champions League midweek with an explosive performance, edging out JX Clan in a chaotic, end-to-end match to start the month of December. Aiden and Ronaldo both got hat-trick and were stars in attack, punishing defensive lapses with ruthless finishing. JX Clan showed real fight, scoring 5 and pushing Footy Bro all the way, even taking the lead 3 times. But once again came up just short of their first win, disappointing but promising. In a match that had it all, Footy Bro City and Potassium delivered another Forza Cup classic. Potassium struck first, silencing the home crowd, but City responded swiftly to level. The visitors edged ahead again before City roared back with 2 quick goals to take a 3-2 lead into the break. Early in the second half, City extended their lead to 4-2, but Potassium weren't done, scoring twice to make classic it 4-4 and spark real panic in the City ranks. Just when it seemed the points would be shared, a dramatic final minute corner was only half cleared, falling perfectly to Joe, who fired through the crowd to seal a breathtaking 5-4 win for City. Full time, another Forza Cup. The morning kickoff saw Mystic UTD host JX Clan in a game that looked destined to be forgotten until the final moments produced pure Forza Cup chaos. After a dull and goalless first half, the match finally came alive late in the second when Mystic broke the deadlock. But the lead didn't last. JX Clan hit back almost immediately, and with just a minute to go, they found what looked like a dramatic winner. Their away fans erupted. Finally, that elusive first victory, or so they thought. With seconds left, Mystic struck again. A dramatic equalizer crushed JX hopes and saw the game in level at. JX Clan still waiting for a win, and fans are being to think it is going to be another terrible year in the top flight. The spotlight was on Mytina as they welcomed reigning champions Footy Bro FC in a fiery Sunday afternoon clash. With top spot on the line and an unbeaten record at stake, expectations were sky high, and the match delivered in full Forza Cup fashion. The first half saw Footy Bro edge at 2-1, flipping the script on a Mytina side determined to take control. The second half was pure chaos. End-to-end action, goals flying in, tempers flaring, and momentum swinging like a pendulum. With the score locked at 5-5 in the dying moments, it seemed the 2 giants would share the spoils. But champions have a habit of finding a way, and Footy Bro did just that. In the final seconds, they struck a devastating winner, silencing the home crowd and preserving their incredible unbeaten run across 5 seasons. The Forza Cup's Boxing Day lineup promised drama and delivered it in a slightly more cautious, tactical package. With winter winds and heavy legs settling in, the goals dried up across the league. Maybe it was the cold, maybe it was the Christmas dinners, or maybe it was the defenders finally having their day. While the goal fest of earlier weeks took a pause, the stakes remained high as teams pushed for momentum heading into the new year. As the calendar year came to a close, the Forza Cup table tightened at both ends. At the top, Mytina continued their strong form, sitting proudly in first with 15 points from 6 games, but their lead is slim. Breathing down their neck are Footy Bro City, 14 points, and Footy Bro FC, 13 points, both unbeaten and within striking distance as the title race heats up heading into January. At the bottom, JX Clan remain winless, rooted in 10th with just 3 points, still searching for that elusive first victory. Wins Hill, Mystic UTD, and RB Racing also sit nervously close to the foot of the table, each with just 4 points and a goal difference trending in the wrong direction.
As the January transfer window closed, clubs across the Forza Cup took very different approaches to strengthening their squads for the second half of the season. Mad Because Bad, looking to turn their fortunes around, brought in the experienced Memphis Depay and the young, creative Duhan to add firepower and flair in key areas. Title-chasing Mitina focused on tightening up at the back by signing former Man City and Saudi-based centre-back Aymeric Laporte, aiming to balance their attacking threat with defensive stability. Futibro City, quietly emerging as serious contenders, added Armando Broja to their ranks, bringing physicality and depth to their front line. This is going to get interesting.
Well, people would have expected Mitina versus Futibro City to be a nail-biter, but a high scorer, but it ended 0-0 to everyone disappointed. GW8 saw Mitina return to goal-scoring form when they traveled away to Potassium Green, scored 4 in the first half, which helped Mitina win 6-0 that afternoon, which sends a statement to the recycling of the league. Game Week 9 saw Mitina struggle to score versus Wins Hill's strong defense, but a late goal in the first half ended up being the winner. Mad Because Bad form recently has been unreal, having not lost since the start of the season. They faced a struggled JX Clan side looking for their first win, but double from Depay saw Mad Because Bad on their way. It was billed as the Clash of the Titans, 100 years of rivalry, a historic 50-50 record, and the loudest derby in the Forza Cup calendar. In recent years, however, it's been all about Futibro FC, and GW9 only widened the gap. Futibro City came in with hope, form, and belief. That belief was briefly rewarded when City struck first. Futibro FC responded instantly, leveling within minutes, then tearing City apart with ruthless precision. By halftime, it was 1-4, and the signs were already ominous. The second half turned into a nightmare for City fans. Futibro FC turned on the style, punished every mistake, and by the time the final whistle blew, the scoreboard read 1-8. The biggest derby defeat in Futibro history, a brutal reminder that while City may be rising, Futibro FC still owned the derby stage. Mitina traveled to an informed Mad Because Bad side to make a statement of intent. Well, it was all Mad Because Bad all game, and it showed with minutes left. Mitina broke, and Mad Because Bad punished them, stealing all 3 points, which was deserved. After one of Futibro's best game in history, Futibro hosted Wins Hill. After beating Futibro City, many expected this to be a walk on the park for Futibro FC, however it never turned out that way, with Wins Hill shocking Futibro in one of the games of the season to achieve a draw, but the way the game when it could have been more. For Foodie Bro, things went bad to worse with a draw in the league and a loss in the first leg of the Champions League away at Juventus. Many expected Foodie Bro to return to form versus Potassium, but they play worse, even conceding a last-minute equalizer to make the poor run continue. With Foodie Bro dropping points, rivals mad because Bad and Mytina pounced, both picking up 1-0 win earlier in the season. Foodie Bro and mad because Bad games were postponed due to the weather. Well, this game couldn't have come at a worser time for Foodie Bro with them in poor form, and it showed with mad because Bad pulling away, beating Foodie Bro for the first time in their history, and Foodie Bro lose for the first time in 4 seasons, and they continue their poor form. Could this mean a new winner? Well, with this win, mad because Bad go top after 11 games.
After 11 intense game weeks, mad because Bad and Mygina sit joint top with 25 points each, separated only by goal difference, while Foodie Bro FC lurk just 1 point behind in third. However, in their worst form ever, Foodie Bro City and Iron Golem FC remain in close pursuit, rounding off a fiercely competitive top 5. At the other end, JX Clan are still winless, and RB Racing are struggling with the lowest goals scored and a tough -16 goal difference. Both fans are calling for the sack of both former fan favorite. March saw not just the first sacking of a manager in JX Clan John Lewis, but also the second RB Racing Ryan Bolton. Both have appointed interim managers to cover while the team look for new replacement.
Well, JX Clan results haven't changed since the sacking of their manager when mad because Bad came to town when an early Sean goal stole the win. Well, without a manager, RB Racing host Mystic United. They hoped for a better result, however, that not how things turned out exactly. Well, the first goal fell to them, but Mystic scored straight after, but what followed was one of the craziest games. By halftime, it was 3-3, but the goal-scoring fun didn't end there. Well, a late penalty stole the show. Mystic United turned their form around, but for Racing, it more trouble for their fans. Game week 6 drama didn't end there. Foodie Bro Derby came to play Foodie Bro FC, not in the best of forms, not 1-3, but they didn't look like it during the game. Foodie Bro City collapsed with the game ending 6-2, and could this be the turnaround? Foodie Bro need to refight for the title. In game week 13, Futibro FC used the win versus City to improve their form by picking up the 3 points away at JX. Mad because Bad can't stop winning at the moment as they beat Wins Hill 1-0 away from home, which means they keep the top spot going into April. With the news that Mad because Bad won Mytina needed to win, which they did just then with a 2-0 win versus Mystic United, which kept them second but closing down the top stop. With 13 games played, the title race is heating up as Mad because Bad and Magina sit joint top on 31 points, both with 10 wins and just 2 losses, though Mad because Bad lead on goal difference thanks to their plus 21 margin. Hot on their heels are Futibro FC, just 1 point behind with a league-best 55 goals scored, but a shaky defense letting in 34. A tight cluster follows. Iron Golem, Futibro City, and Potassium all battling for 4th spot, though City's negative goal difference raises questions about their staying power. The bottom half is a fight for survival. Mystic UTD and Wins Hill AFC have shown flashes of quality, but struggle for wins, while RB Racing and JX Clan remain in serious trouble, with the latter still winless and rooted to the foot of the table. Game week 14 saw Mad because Bad take the early kickoff, so a win would mean they put the pressure on Mytina to win away at Futibro to stay in contention, and they did just that with a 1-0 win. In the later game, Futibro FC hosted Magina in what was billed as a potential title decider. With the tables so tight, a win for Futibro would move them just 1 point off the summit, while a victory for Magina would see them go joint top with Mad because Bad. The tension was clear from the start, and the first half ended evenly at 1-1. But the second half exploded into life with goal after goal after goal, with Magina surged ahead, going 5-3 up, seemingly in control. Futibro fans began to wonder, is this their first defeat at home in 4 years over? However, no need to worry. Futibro, the reigning champions, dug deep and showed exactly why they wear the crown, mounting a stunning comeback to snatch a 6-5 win, keeping their title hopes band their unbeaten record in awning brightly. Well, after that painful defeat to Futibro FC, Magina were determined to bounce back, and they did so in fashion against Iron Golem FC. From the first whistle, Magina looked sharp, brushing aside their opponents with a commanding 5-0 victory. The dominant performance not only restored their momentum, but also sent a clear message to their title rivals. With the 3 points secured, Magina piled the pressure onto Mad because Bad and Futibro FC. This is shaping up to be a thrilling title race. The 3 p.m. brought plenty of nerves and tension, especially for Potassium, who knew that a win would secure their place for another season. They delivered under pressure, gaining a vital 1-0 victory against Wins Hill. It wasn't the prettiest of games, but Potassium held their nerve and got the job done. For Wins Hill, however, the result was another blow, as they continue to slip closer toward relegation. To close out a dramatic game week 15, Futibro FC hosted fellow title challengers Mad because Bad in what felt like a defining moment in the race for the trophy. A win for Futibro would see them leap to the top of the table, while a draw would keep Mad because Bad in the driving seat with a 1-point lead. The hosts started brightly, taking the lead through a brilliant solo run and finish from Abraham, but Mad because Bad responded swiftly, with Sean calmly slotting home the equalizer before halftime. The second half sparked into life as Aiden took control of the game, first dazzling the crowd with a stunning run past 3 defenders to restore Futibro's lead, then adding another with a thunderous strike to make it 3-1. But just when it looked like Futibro would take all 3 points, Mad because Bad showed their resilience. They pulled one back late on, a goal many assumed would be a mere consolation, until Muhammad struck in the dying moments with a dramatic equalizer. The match ended 3-3, and while Futibro showed flashes of their title-winning pedigree, it's Mad because Bad who leave the weekend with the slight edge and a 1-point lead, with just 3 games remaining. With just a few games remaining, the title race in the Forza Cup is boiling down to a thrilling 3-way battle. Mad because Bad lead the pack on 35 points, just one ahead of both Foodie FC and Mytina, who are locked on 34 points each. Foodie FC boasts the league's most explosive attack with 64 goals, but their leaky defense may cost them. Meanwhile, Mytina have the best defensive record among the title hopefuls and will be eyeing slip-ups from their rivals. While Foodie City, Iron Golem, and Potassium sit comfortably in mid-table safety from relegation. At the bottom end, the relegation battle is heating up. Mystic UTD, with 14 points, appear to be relatively safe but will still need at least a result or two to avoid being dragged into the drop zone. Winshill AFC and RB Racing are tied on 8 points, desperately fighting to stay afloat, with both needing a win and perhaps some luck to survive. Propping up the table is JX Clan, who remain winless after 15 games and sit on just 5 points, making them the favorites to go down unless they can pull off a miraculous final run. Every point is now vital in both the race for the title and the scrap for survival. To begin May, RB Racing brought in Normandy. As their new manager with 3 games to go, they need to start winning to stay up, which they did just that with a 1-0 win versus Potassium to put them in the driving seat before JX Clan face Mytina later in the afternoon. Just like Racing, the JX Clan brought in a new manager ahead of the derby. However, unlike Racing, the game didn't play out how they and the fans wanted it. Mytina win 4-2, and that put JX Clan further adrift, leaving JX Clan without a win with 2 games to go relegation, all but confirmed C. All eyes were on this game. If mad, because when they continue to hold top spot, lose, or draw, they will drop to as low as 4th. They started well, scoring first. However, minutes later, Iron Golem got their equalizer with minutes remaining. Many thought it will end in a draw with Mad because Bad falling to second. However, Sean sprints past everyone and scores to win the game and maybe the title. Game week 17 started with Mytina versus RB Racing. If Mytina loss or draw, they can't win the title. If RB Racing win today, they stay up. It looked like it was going to be one of them games ending in a draw. However, Mytina score late on to win the game and keep their title fight alive. Due to RB Racing dropping points, a draw for Mystic will confirm their safety, which they did with a 0-0 draw. Like Mytina, Foodie needed to win to keep their title hopes alive. Foodie early goal versus Iron Golem gave them the win they need. This was it. If the JX Clan don't win, they are relegated well. The JX Clan did just that with 3 quick goals in the first half, and saw them push their survival to the final day and pick up their first win. Mad because Bad again had the game everyone had their eyes on when they played Foodie City when the title is theirs. Well, Mad because Bad raced to a 2-0 lead, but Foodie City quickly came back to score to bring it back level, but the game Mad because Bad scored to make it 3-2, but a huge keeper mistake gave City the equalizer again, which they took into the half-time, but the second half was even more crazier. City late goal meant mad because Bad dropped to third and fans have been making fun of them for bottling the league.
With just one game remaining, the title race is on a knife's edge as Futebro FC and Magina are tied at the top with 40 points each, with Futebro FC leading only on goal difference. Mad because Bad, who recently bottled their chance to stay top, sit just 1 point behind on 39 and still have a shot at the title if results go their way on the final day. At the bottom, the relegation fight is still alive with RB Racing on 11 points and both JX Clan and Wins Hill AFC tied on 8. Only one of them can escape the drop, setting up a dramatic finish at both ends of the table.
The final day is here. 3 teams battle it out for the title, but only one can win the title. Who would it be? Futebro have the advantage with goal difference over Mitina with Mad, because Bad a point behind both teams, and in need for both to drop points to win the title. All 3 teams pushed for the win, but only one managed to win the title. Mad because Bad 2 quick goals saw them in dreaming with both teams drawing. As it stood, they were champions. However, this didn't last long, as seconds later both Mitina and Futebro scored. Mitina then went on to score 2 more going into their halftime break. Despite this, Futebro were still leading on goal difference. This news didn't hurt Mad because Bad, as with the help of VAR, they took a 3-0 lead in hopes of a slip up from the other teams. However, both Mitina and Mad, because Bad dreams of the title, were getting slimmer when Futebro scored 2 quick goals against relegation, threatened RB Racing to take a 3-0 lead. But before the break, a slight chance for Mitina occurred when Futebro conceded a weak goal at the back, leading to the lead to be narrowed down. Mitina scored early to give the fans some hope of winning the title, but what came next in the Futebro game left them speechless. Scoring 4 goals versus RB Racing pretty much guaranteed the title. Hearing goals going in the other games meant it wasn't meant to be for Mad because Bad, and it showed early in the second half, leaving the defense wide open, but recovered quickly to end the game with a win, but sadly sees them finish third behind Mitina and Futebro. As the final whistle went in both the Futebro game and Mitina games, it meant that Futebro had been crowned Forza Cup champions for the 2024-2025 season, well-deserved, but the result for RB Racing meant if JX Clan or Wins Hill won the game against Futebro City, they were done. This was do or die for both these teams. Both JX Clan and Wins Hill needed a win to stand any chance of staying up, but had to hope RB Racing lost versus Futebro, while JX Clan got off to a perfect start. Taking a 2-0 lead as things stood in the other games, they would stay up. Well, things got better for JX Clan, but worse for Wins Hill when Iron Golem scores a worldie to take the lead, meaning Wins Hill were rock bottom. Wins Hill instantly responded, taking scoring equalizer of a poor mistake by the defender. However, things didn't get much better for Wins Hill after that. Scoring 3 to take a 4-1 lead into the break, meaning with RB Racing losing in the other game, JX Clan are staying up. Wins Hill got 1 back after the break, but Iron Golem FC was too much for Wins Hill, as they ended up conceding 2 more to confirm their relegation, and with the full-time whistle going in the other games, JX Clan 2-0 win versus Futebro City was enough to keep them up. The season has come to a dramatic end with Futebro FC clinching the title on goal difference, finishing level on points with Magina at 43, but boasting a superior plus 31 goal difference thanks to their attacking firepower and consistent form. Mad because Bad, who led for long spells, will be disappointed to finish third, just 1 point behind, having stumbled at crucial moments. Futebro City comfortably secured fourth with 29 points despite losing on the final day, while Iron Golem and Potassium round out the safe mid-table spots in 5th and 6th. Mystic UTD never quite escaped danger, but had enough to stay afloat, finishing 7th with 15 points, which saw them stay in the league for consecutive season for the first time. The real shock came at the bottom, where JX Clan, who were winless at Christmas, pulled off a stunning survival on the final day, ending with 11 points and climbing to 8th. Their late surge saw RB Racing, also on 11 points, drop to 9th due to a worse goal difference of -22, while Winds Hill AFC, who couldn't find form all season, finished bottom with just 1 win and 8 points. What a season it had been, twists and turns, but most importantly some new memories. We say goodbye for now, but we will hopefully see you next season. But before we go, let's congratulate Foodie Bro FC on their title. Bye-bye.